So the other day I'm in a department store, and I'm picking up some clients or something like that, and there's a nun. Well, a woman dressed like a nun, habit, the whole thing. And I guess she's just going to town shoplifting. She's jamming merchandise in her habit. And this is odd and a little bit off-putting. But people are watching this happen, and I'm back in this merchandise pickup area, and somebody else who apparently worked security for some other department store comes rushing back there and says, there's this woman and looks like a nun and she's stealing your merchandise. We know her, we've seen her do this before. Like, she's known, she's coming to our store. Be on alert. And of course, that's crazy in itself. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a classic wolf in sheep's clothing kind of scenario where, I don't know, it's par for the course, I guess, for religious people. We look a certain way, we're supposed to be a certain way, but deep down there's this dark side and sort of disappointing. But then I started thinking, what if she is a nun? What if she's not wearing the nun suit to steal stuff, but she's just like a kleptomaniac nun? What if she is actually really a nun? She's just a bad nun, a very bad nun. What if all the sisters back at the convent come to pick her up or bail her out or whatever people do when they've been shoplifting, and they're just like, yeah, Sister Margaret, she just, that's her thing. She has this problem. She steals things, what can you do? Probably if you're watching this, you're watching it because you have picked up this book or you've identified yourself with the first three gifts in that Ephesians list: apostle, a prophet, or an evangelist. And maybe to some degree, those three types of people you have felt neglected. And it can be a freeing and liberating thing to discover that bit of your identity and to begin to walk in it. And the guys that have put this book together just asked me if I were to give some sort of word to those starting out in that new formed identity, what would I say? And it's simply this: just because you recognize that may be who you are, who God has made you to be, doesn't mean you're good at it. Not yet, at least. And it's going to take some time to develop as a person. Just because you may recognize that there's an apostolic gift in you, or even that you are an apostle, doesn't mean that every idea you have you should start. And it also doesn't mean that everything you do is going to work. You may be a prophet, a developing, budding prophet, but it doesn't mean that every critique you have needs to be said out loud. Furthermore, not every critique you have is even right. And if you're an evangelist, then obviously not every single time you share the gospel, not every single setting is it the right time or place for that, or season for that fruit to be born. It's okay. I think even feeling like those gifts being released, part of them being released is that people can fail. And recognize that, guys, we have a ways to go. We may be nuns, but we may be bad nuns, at least for now, and it'll take some time before we're actually good at these things. We actually become successful, whatever that means spiritually, to be a fruitful apostle and an accurate prophet and a harvesting kind of evangelist. So, take your time. Give yourself grace. And when those teachers and those pastors and other types come to you and say, maybe it could have been done a little differently, listen to them. We need them too.